season.
You're listening to Arkansas Preps Weekly on Natural State Sports, your top source for the biggest news in high school sports across Arkansas.
Here we go.
What is up, everybody? Thanks for joining us on episode 20 of Arkansas Preps Weekly here on Natural State Sports. My name's Kyle Sutherland. As we continue our summer series with another edition of softball today, we are going to visit with Valley Springs alumna Miss Maura Moore, who is currently pitching for Tulsa, has been there for the past 2 seasons after a season at Crowder College following graduating from Valley Springs. And just a perfect candidate, frankly, for this series because she's got all kinds of stories from when she played, which I found this out during the interview, but she didn't even play travel softball. She played travel basketball in high school and then ended up, coming out of a 3A school, ended up making it to the JUCO ranks and now the Division I level. So quite a story there that we look forward to hearing. And, of course, we're going to hear some tips from her about some things that she's learned throughout her career as well, as we definitely want to make sure we get the motivational factor in there on this series. But before we get this started, I want to make sure and tell you about our friends at Athletic Field Service of Arkansas, because a properly graded infield is not only important for player safety, but also the field's health, and no company in the state can match the exceptional service and dedication like our friends at Athletic Field Service of Arkansas in Sherwood. From infield renovation, lip removal and edging, mound rehab, laser leveling, and much more, Jeremy Rice and his crew have you covered. Call Jeremy today at 501-416-1218. That's 501-416-1218 for your free evaluation and consultation. You can check them out on Facebook or see what else they have to offer by searching Athletic Field Service of Arkansas online. Athletic Field Service of Arkansas, we got the dirt on your infield. Now, here is the interview with current Tulsa pitcher and Valley Springs alumna Maura Moore. We're happy to be joined now by Maura Moore. Maura is a 2021 graduate of Valley Springs High School and now currently pitches for Tulsa University. And Maura, I know that you just got back from vacation. You jumped right into the thick of things, of getting back into work, giving pitching lessons. So I very much appreciate you taking some time out for us today.
Oh, of course.
So we'll get started just kind of talking about your college career thus far. You started at Crowder once you graduated from Valley Springs. I've really trained myself not to say Valley View instead of Valley Springs because I get them mixed up all the time. So I'm 2 for 2 thus far. But Valley Springs, You graduated 2021. You go to Crowder from there, and then you've been at Tulsa for the past 2 seasons. So we're going to dig in, of course, and pick apart just a little bit of your career, but just summarize for the intro of the interview here, just kind of what the college life and playing softball at the next level has been like for you.
Oh my gosh, it's been so amazing. I mean, it's went by so fast. I mean, I've just been having a blast, of course, but I feel like just yesterday I was in high school pretty much, but of course I spent that 1 year at Crowder. It was amazing, awesome. If I could have spent of course, it was a JUCO Division I. So if I could have spent all 4 years at Crowder, I would have. That's how much I loved it. It was just an absolute blast. I met some forever friends there, and going to Crowder, I really learned how to love the game again. At JUCO, you do a lot of your own field work. You really grind in the classroom, and it's they have no hour limits at JUCO. So we were out there on the softball field from 12 to 5 every single day, and then we were up there in the mornings at 6:30. So if you go JUCO, you got to love the game. You'll learn to love the game pretty much. So JUCO was amazing. I loved every single minute of it. Like I said, I played there under Coach Sizemore, and if I could have stayed there 4 years, I would have. Well, then Coach Sizemore ended up leaving. He had to go get another job, and so I then decided that I would leave Crowder since it was my chance to leave. I had a really good season there, so I was like, might as well just hit the road. So I then went under Chrissy Stripple, head coach at Tulsa. That was amazing experience. She took kind of I wouldn't say took a chance on me, but she hadn't really seen me pitch any. She saw just a couple little videos, and I was like, yeah, I'll come here if you want me. And so she took me, and the past 2 years I've been here, and I love it. I'll be a senior in August. And then overall, college, it's one of those things that you got to have time management, and you got to have the want to and the effort. And if you can blend all your studies, sports, and working out and just getting everything done, if you can blend it all, you're going to succeed. And I've just had a blast. I've met, like I said, my forever friends, and I wouldn't have changed any part of it. Like I said, I'll be going to Tulsa in my senior year in August, and it's just been a blast.
Well, and then your first year at Tulsa, you had 36 appearances, and then last year went 12-7. This last year, I guess this past season, I should say. And then you had a save, 139.1 innings pitched, and then struck out 124 batters. One of the games that I was really – I'm always excited to see our kids at the next level thrive, of course, but that game against Oklahoma State, I want to go ahead and talk about that one. A 3-0 complete game. And look, this is the number 4 team in the nation in a midweek game. And, I know as a competitor, you don't go into this really probably looking at it as, oh my gosh, this is a team that's been to for what is it now 5 of the last College World Series. But at the end of the day, you look in that other dugout and you see Kenny Gajewski, you see Lexi Kilfoyle. I know Lexi didn't pitch that day, but just what was that like being able to pitch against a team of that caliber?
Oh my gosh. Well, you don't want to go into it thinking like, oh my gosh, it's Oklahoma State, like you said. So you go into it thinking like, oh, this is just any other team. Just go in there, throw my stuff. And at the end of the day, they have to beat my stuff. I'm not going to pitch around all their best hitters because, they got 9 solid girls in that lineup. It's not like they got 5 or just 4. They got 9 solid girls in that lineup. So you don't want to pitch around. You want to pitch to your strengths, and then you got to make them hit it at the end of the day. And then throughout that game, you just got to go one pitch at a time, one inning at a time, and I succeeded very well in that game with just staying in my head, not making the moment too big. There you go. And you just got to take one pitch at a time, and I think I did that and stayed with my stuff was working, and it did. And then, it's just crazy seeing him over there on third base coaching while I'm up there pitching. It was kind of wild, and it was almost like, I think one time in that game, looking back on it now, I was in the dugout and I kind of got I'm not emotional, but I kind of got teary-eyed, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is real life, because growing up in high school or middle school, I just remember watching, we had Oklahoma State on the TV during the World Series, or watching Samantha Shao show or something like that. She pitched to Oklahoma State, and then now me getting to pitch against Oklahoma State, it was just wild. So I got a little teary-eyed in the dugout at one point, and I was like, this is awesome. This is what I've worked my whole life for. And then here we are. And it was just amazing moment. A moment I'll never forget after my college career is over. That's one moment I will look back on. It was just very, very surreal. It was awesome.
You mentioned your head coach, Coach Strimple, just a second ago, and that was a really special moment for her because in that game, she got her 100th career victory in Tulsa. So just that combined moment for you guys, what was that like to share?
Oh, it was awesome. At the time, I really didn't realize it was her 100th win, and I'm sure in her head she knew, but I had no idea. So when she came up to me at the end of the game, she gave me a hug and was like, we just had a good little moment. Wow, this is a moment we'll both never forget. Her 100th win, me beating the number 4 team in the country then, and it was just, wow. We shut them out, and I think that was also the highest ranked win Tulsa's had. I think it was the highest ranked win.
Since 2000, so really since 2009
Yeah, since 2009. Yes. Yeah, there it goes. I remember now. But so it was kind of just one of those moments wow, it was just a good special moment we could have shared together. Very, very special.
And also, too, I wanted to bring up so Mackenzie Childers from Baptist Prep, who now pitches at North Texas. We had her on, I believe it was two or three episodes ago. And y'all had I know that North Texas swept that series, but it was still very intense and it was very competitive, all one-run games. And you and Mackenzie went against each other in game 1. Both of you pitched a great game, went into 8 innings, and then they ended up winning 1-0. So how cool is that as well to pitch? You play in a really good conference, a very underrated conference, in my opinion. So just to be able to pitch in that intense of a series against a girl that's from the exact same state as you, what was that like?
It was awesome. It was one of those things I don't know. It's just another one of those moments that, wow, I think in all 3 of those games we got beat on a walk-off. So, that's how close we are. And each game of each series is it all matters because everything adds up in the end when we go to conference tournament and all that. So us losing that series really hurt us because at the end, you look at the end of the day and they were ranked higher than us at the end. But if you go back to that series, we were pumped to go in it. And then the first day we got beaten a walk-off. But I knew it was going to be a tough game when I saw she was pitching. I know she's a great pitcher, I remember a little. She was I think she was also 3A where she went to high school at Baptist Prep when I was at 3A Valley. So I remember watching her play or pitch in the state tournaments, or maybe it was regional, something like that. And so I knew going in who she was. I knew she was good. I was like, ooh, Arkansas matchup. So I knew in the back of my head, and I really wanted to do good. And then we just battled it out to the end, and then they ended up getting us on the walk-off. I think it was walk-off home run in the 8th inning. Yep. But I knew it was going to be a battle, and it was really good. I love games like that. I'd much rather than go like that than us rolling somebody by 8 runs. I love the tight games, and as a pitcher, that's what you live for. You live for the every pitch matters mentality, and at the end of the day, they got us, but it was one of those games that it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure that anybody who follows my work gets tired of me hearing about how much I love pitchers duels. So that was I didn't actually watch that game, but knowing that you two were going against each other, I was following it during the stats. So it was definitely an intense one to watch, or in my case, follow. But going back to your high school, we'll circle back to when you were at Valley Springs. You were a multi-sport athlete. Was it volleyball, golf, and basketball that you played along with softball?
Yes, volleyball, golf, basketball, and then softball. And then I did a little bit of cross country in there too.
So you did pretty much just about anything that you could play, and being not just a multi-sport athlete, but a quality one at that. Was it always softball for you at the next level, or did you consider anything else?
No, it really wasn't. I didn't decide to do softball in college until I think I had a month left. No, my senior year, I think we had already stopped school, and it was almost about to be graduation time before I even decided that I was going to do softball. So the whole time, my senior year, pretty much the whole time, I was like basketball. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I only played travel basketball growing up. I never played travel softball. I picked up with a team a couple weekends one summer and a couple weekends there, but it was never like I played travel softball. I was travel basketball all the way. My dad was our head coach for that. So all my friends on my team, basketball. That's all they were doing. And so I was like, I'm going basketball. So I was like, I'm going to go where my mom and my sister went. They went to North Arkansas College, his community college here in town. I was like, I'm going to go there and then go on to the next level. And so that's what I went. And then one day I sat down with my parents and I was like, I've been doing basketball this whole time since I was little, and I've been focusing on it a lot. And I'm still just like that JUCO level. I could probably go to a 4-year, but it wouldn't be like my D1, my dream. So I was like, if I sat down and focused my entire career on just softball, I was like, I can get to the highest level. I know I can. So at that moment, we decided I decommitted from North Arkansas College, and I contacted Coach Sizemore from the JUCO. I met him on a Razorback softball camp when I was in probably the 7th or 8th grade, and he still remembered me, and because he really liked me then, so he still remembered me. And he's like, yes, if you want to come here, we have a spot for you. We'd love to have you. So I was like, perfect. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go on it. He had a really good way of getting people to the next level. He had really good contact with coaches. So I knew I could go there, get to the next level. So, as soon as that happened, I was the only one. Nobody was really shocked because they knew I was really good at softball too. But they were like, okay, I feel like some people kind of had a little bit of doubt in me, and then here we are.
Yeah, and you absolutely killed it. Because I didn't realize that you didn't play any travel softball, and that just makes it even. Obviously, it goes without saying, makes it more impressive because, you were the Region 16 Player of the Year, had a breakout season in your 1 year at Crowder. So, really, my next question would be, so how did all that go down recruiting-wise? Because as you know, as a multi-sport athlete, you get noticed through the travel ranks, and you had just played basketball, as you said.
Yeah, I think growing up, my parents, we weren't really worried about the recruiting aspect of it, I guess. So us playing travel basketball, that's what we did. And I don't think they realized I was as good at softball as I was until about my junior or senior year of high school. They always knew I was good. They always had confidence in me and everything, of course. But we really didn't, I don't know. I went to some softball camps, and I think that's at the time they thought when I was going in high school. I think they thought more of like, oh, that's how you're going to get noticed if you go to some softball camps and stuff. And really, though, if I had to do it over, I know this is terrible to say, but I love the way my story like played out. I don't think I would play travel softball. I mean, and honestly, I don't have as much shoulder pain as all these other girls do that have pitched all summers of their high school, middle school careers. So really, I'm very fortunate. My shoulder's really healthy, and I think that's because I didn't pitch a million pitches in my summers, but I don't know.
And like I said, when you came in from Crowder, the 2023 season to Tulsa, you had those 36 appearances, 15 complete games, 7 shutouts, and then 2 no-hitters. How did going the JUCO? Because I know that as we've seen and we see pretty much on a daily basis, regardless of what the sport is, it's typically these. And I talk about this on this series quite a bit. It's with some people, it's D1 or bust, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with going the JUCO route, D3, NAI, whatever the case may be. How did that year at Crowder prepare you for the really good season that you had in 2023 coming into D1 from JUCO?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It just, like when you go the JUCO route, it makes you relearn how to love the game. Like there's some of these girls that I see in D1, Division 1, I'm like, they needed to go JUCO. They needed to have that experience. Cause like for me, like I love softball, but like going to JUCO, like you have to do your own field work. You got to be up early. You got to go in. You got to rake the field at 6 a.m. before you got a game. You got to clay your own mound. You have to make sure your bullpens are good for practice. There is so much that goes into it that either if you're strong and you got that mentally tough mentality and you're going to make it through JUCO. If you go in thinking, oh, like whatever, then your true colors will come out. So like me going JUCO, it showed my work ethic. It proved to myself that like I can do this. And JUCO, whatever, they have this saying called like JUCO product, because if you can make it out of there, you're a JUCO product. So that's really exciting. And I just knew it was going to get me ready for the next level. And I know people want to be like, yeah, I mean, there's definitely different. It's a different level, of course, yes, but it definitely got me prepared. And I don't know. I just loved every single minute of it. And I tell people all the time, I'm going to make my kids go JUCO. If they're not some absolute stud, my kids are going JUCO. I mean, I literally loved it so much.
Now, I know you got to get back to your everyday life, but I want to get one more question in here. Just because you have been through playing small school softball and didn't play travel ball, but still got to the JUCO ranks. Then through the JUCO ranks, you made it to the D1 level, as you just talked about. So what is maybe one of, or just a couple of different ones you want to mention, some of the lessons that you have learned along the way that could maybe help the next generation?
Okay, so one, everybody knows everybody. So if you know one person, they know another. In the coaching world, everybody knows everybody. So always give 102% all the time. That's a big one for me. I would say anybody can have talent. But it all comes down to your work ethic. So I feel like at the beginning, I mean, I had a little bit of talent, but my work ethic made me get to that D1 level. So I would say it's more work ethic than anything. You can have all the talent in the world, but you got to have that work ethic. And lastly, I mean, I would say I'm very, very blessed. And so on my good and my bad days, I mean, all glory to God. As I have this saying, I put it on my glove this year. I engraved it on my Blue Wilson glove, and it's all glory to God. God, that is the one thing I truly believe that's gotten me this far is him, and I'm very, very blessed.
We've been talking with Maura Moore, Valley Springs. Almost did it. I almost said Valley View. Valley Springs alumna and current Tulsa pitcher. Well, Maura, we sure appreciate you again taking some time out. Loved having you. Got one more year, as you said, left, and you've had quite a story thus far. We look forward to watching the rest of it unfold.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed talking to you.